Hey guys, it's Penguin here, and welcome back to another gold making video. In today's video, this will be part 1 of my Dragonflight series, which I am super excited to bring you, so if you are here for the first time, welcome. In this first part, we're going to really be breaking down the basics. We're going to be highlighting the quality system, that is a new system introduced with Dragonflight, and just exactly what this system entails. We're going to be talking about what quality is, how it is useful, how to obtain certain qualities, and all of that. And at the same time, we will be just talking about the basic structure of Dragonflight crafting, so whenever you get to Dragonflight, you will know exactly what is going on. Now, as always, before this video gets started, I do want to put a quick disclaimer out there. If I mention any specific numeric values in this video, make sure to take it with a grain of salt. This is still beta access, so if something is +5, it could be +10 or +3 whenever Dragonflight actually releases. So all of the main concepts are here, but if I'm talking about numbers specifically, please keep in mind it will likely or possibly change. But without further ado, we're going to get right into this video. As always, if you appreciate the content and you're excited for this series, feel free to leave a like in the video and subscribe if you want to see more. But here we go. And to get started, we're first going to give some background of the quality system. So as you guys may or may not know, there is a new tier system or quality system in Dragonflight. And this can be broken down into two main tier systems. At first, the main one is a 3-tier system. Now this applies to materials and consumables like potions. All that this means is that there is a lowest tier, which is quality 1, then it goes to the highest tier, which is quality 3, with of course a quality 2 in the middle. So like I said, this applies to materials and consumables like potions. Then we have a 5-tier system, which I would say is the big main system for all armors and weapons. So your lowest tier being quality 1, with your highest tier being quality 5. And then of course you have 2, 3, and 4 in the middle. Now with this being said, they share the same sort of symbols, so I'll make sure to have that on the screen, and the different quality means different things for the item you're looking at. So I mentioned materials first, and I will just say that the material quality system will be explained later in this video. So bear with me, I'm not going to explain it right now. Now in terms of consumables and potions, it is a clear difference in stats. For example, if we look at this file of the Eye and the Storm, a tier 1 or a quality 1 increases your agility by 94. However, if we look at a quality 2, my agility is increased by 108, and then lastly, a quality 3 increases the agility to 125. So the potion base is the same, however, your stat is just a little bit different depending on the quality. And this sort of thing applies to armor and weapons as well. Keep in mind, this is a higher tier system, as there are 5 tiers, not just 3, but the same basic applies. Normally, right now in beta, each tier level is a +2 item level. So if we look at a profession tool, for example, which counts as a weapon, this one is an eye level 324 with a +65 of multicraft. However, if we look at the exact same item, but it's just 4 item levels different, so it is item level 328 instead of 324, and it also has +68 inspiration. So not only is the item level higher, also the stats are a little higher as well. And this is where the quality system comes to play. So you may have a high level mythic piece of gear, however there could be 10 item levels different depending on if this is a quality 1 mythic piece or a quality 5 mythic piece. And something that goes hand to hand with the quality system, even though we're not going to discuss it much in depth in this video, we will discuss it later, but I just want to mention it, is the 4 different crafting stats. Now, all of these stats can only help you, they cannot hurt you. And this is inspiration, resourcefulness, multicraft, and crafting speed. Some of these may be obvious from their title, some of them might not be. Inspiration will probably be something that you will be dealing the most with, and this is the chance to gain extra skill. So we will be talking about skill in a little bit, but this is a percentage chance. So let's say you have 5% inspiration. That means every time you craft an item, you have a 5% chance to be inspired and gain a blank amount of bonus skill. The important part of this stat is that it is a bonus skill. To make it simple, let's say it's plus 50. That means this is not a guaranteed quality up. This is just additional skill, which will likely increase the quality of the item. Secondly, we have resourcefulness, which is the chance to use fewer reagents when crafting. Now, this only applies to tradable reagents, but let's say you have 5% resourcefulness, you have a 5% chance of just using fewer materials. Then you have multicraft, yet again another percentage, and this is the chance to craft additional items. Now this only applies to stackable items, so your materials, your consumables, your enchants, not armor and weapons. But like I said before, if you have a 5% multicraft, you have a 5% chance to craft an additional item. Then lastly, you have crafting speed, which is just what it sounds like, and it is an increase to your crafting speed. Most of the time, this stat is actually on a longer crafting process, so milling, for example, prospecting, stuff like that. But yet again, 10% crafting speed is increasing your crafting speed by 10%. Now, with that covered, we can actually start talking about the system. So keep in mind that quality system in the back of your head, and we'll be talking about it and referring to it in just a second. Now, we are actually in beta right now, and sadly, I have to say, during this latest beta build, they have completely broken the UI. It is fully functional, however, it just looks terrible. I will make sure to put a correct picture of what the UI normally looks like on screen. You should still be able to follow along, but do not be scared, this is not what the UI is supposed to look like. But for today's video, we're going to be looking at inscription, and I thought one of the easiest ways to relay this information is if we just look at a basic ink. And so to really break this down, we have two main things to look at when crafting. Up first, we have recipe difficulty. So right now for this serene ink, our recipe difficulty is 75. Now, the only thing that difficulty means is that you want to reach that difficulty level in your skill in order to craft the highest quality of item. So, like I said, with this serene ink, we want our skill level to match 75, and once that happens, we will be guaranteed a top quality ink. In this case, ink is a material, so top quality would be quality 3. And that is really what this system is built on. You are trying to max out your skill in order to meet difficulty so you can always guarantee the highest quality. Now, I've already spoiled it, but the second biggest part of the system is skill itself. Now, right now, as you can see on this inscriptionist or scribe, I currently have a skill of 55. However, this overall skill is actually broken down into 4 main categories. Up first, we have our basic profession level, which you can see up top, and it's a lot nicer on the true UI. Currently, I have 25 out of 100, but of course, you can max this out to said 100. And what this is the basic skill level. You can equate this to your simple skill that you have right now in Shadowlands. All of us probably, let's say, has 100 out of 100 inscription. That is maxing out the profession, and that is the same case here. So a main part of your skill comes from this simple base level. Now, the second main category is any sort of profession bonuses that comes from tools and accessories. So up here in your kind of top corner of your UI, you have the option to attach 2 main accessories and also a tool. And so we kind of looked at tools before, but these can increase your skill. For today's video, we can just apply this one right here, and as you can see, this will increase our inscription skill by 6. So we just equipped it right here, and there we're good to go. If we just refresh the UI by kind of reloading it right there, our skill has increased by 6. It's gone up from 55 to 61. And we can see this breakdown if we hover over the skill tooltip. As you can see, our total skill is 61, but we have a 31 plus 30. That 31, I like to call it the base skill level. I don't think it has an official name, but that's what I'm going to refer it to. And so that base skill level is your basic profession skill, as you can see, which is 25, plus the 6 of your profession item bonuses, which is 6, and that's how it acquires that 31. So that is the first half of how you acquire skill. Now the third one is very similar, and this is your spec tree bonuses. As you can see right now, we have a plus 30, and if we look over to our specializations, I have a few points into this tree. Right here, this one is plus 5 skill when crafting inscription goods. Yet again, another plus 5. This one is a sub-specialization. Yet again, another plus 5. And it just keeps going, and you have many different options. But as you can see right there, that is what that plus 30 is coming from. So we have our specialization trees, which can unlock us more skill. Then we have our final part, which is actually the quality of materials. So at the start of this video, we broke down quality, and I said I will be talking about what quality means with materials, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. So right here, our recipe, I know it's a little bit hard to see with the messed up UI, but we are currently using rank 1 of every single material. This right here is a vendor item, so there's only one version. Then we are using the quality 1 of the pigment, quality 1 pigment, and then quality 1 vial. Right here, keep in mind we have a skill of 61, and if we were to change this vial from quality 1 to quality 3 with just a click, hit accept, as you can see, our skill has increased by 5. So in this case, if we increase our vial from quality 1 to quality 3, we have upped our skill by 5. We could do the same exact thing if we go to a quality 3 of shimmering, and then a quality 3 of serene. As you can see, our skill is now 80. So right there, yet again, the final part of our skill system is the quality of materials you are actually using. So to just kind of do a quick recap, we have our base skill level, which is your profession level plus any sort of accessory bonus. Then you have your spec tree and any sort of additional skills. And then lastly, you have your quality of items. Now, as you can see right here, we have officially upped our skill past the difficulty. 80 is above 75. So as you can see right here in this bar, we are now guaranteeing a plus 3, a quality 3 ink. It's a little bit hard to see yet again with this UI, but if we were to remove this vial back here, you know, our skill is now at 74, and this little pink right here is our bar, and as you can see, it's super close to a quality 3, but it's still a quality 2. And you know, if we remove this again, our bar shrinks back, and so on. So that is what the quality does, and if you highlight this, it says, you know, you need to reach 75 to guarantee the quality of 3. So that is where this bar comes in. I didn't highlight it too much since it's a little bit harder to see, but that is what this bar means. So right now, if we were to craft an item, assuming we don't proc, we're going to craft right here, as you can see, a quality 2. But if we up our materials and we craft one, since we are now guaranteeing a quality 3, we now have our quality 3. So that is how this basic system works. And there we go. That is our basic breakdown of the quality system and exactly kind of what the Dragonflight crafting system is going to look like. No longer are we just trying to unlock the actual recipe, we must meet our skill level to the difficulty of the recipe to get the best quality out there. Now, before this video ends, I have a few interesting points to bring up. So we're going to get into those real quick. And the first interesting thing I want to mention is that you cannot force down quality. So right here, if I were to remove this and go back to our worst items, at my current skill level, I am guaranteed a quality 2. Let's say I remove my tool, even then, and we're gonna have to refresh it, there we go. Even then, with the worst quality materials, no extra bonuses, I am still guaranteed a quality 2. So I can never basically craft a quality 1 again, unless I do this on a different character, relearn the profession, etc. But with that being said, I can't force down quality. So if you wanted a, rank 1 Serene ink for some reason, or a quality 1, you would have to buy it off the auction house. Another thing to mention is this quality system makes crafting cost very interesting. So bear with me real quick and we will walk through this. So like I said before, right here with my current skill level, using the cheapest materials, a vendor item and quality 1 pigments and quality 1 vial, I am guaranteed a quality 2. So my crafting cost for a quality 2 Serene ink would be this right here. However, let's just up our skill real quick. In beta, we have this trusty little skill bonus right here. And we go back in, we have just upped our bonus automatically to 100. And this is where the interesting thing happens. As you can see, we have technically the same exact crafting cost, right? We have our vendor item and we have our tier 1 quality items. But this crafting cost equals a quality 3, right? So depending on your skill level, you can technically have the same crafting cost as somebody who could craft a rank 1 or a rank 2 ink, but your crafting cost creates a quality 3 or a rank 3. So once again, this is just kind of to prove the point that Dragonflight is very confusing. I wish it was more than that, but this is where the interesting thing kind of happens, right? At the start of the expansion, a quality 3 ink is going to have a drastic different crafting cost than somebody who is higher skilled, further into the expansion. So the idea about crafting cost and the cost of materials and items will be very, very dependent on the skill factor. But yeah, I just wanted to leave off with that, get you guys thinking. Of course, we'll talk about this more in the future, but I did want to just point this out. But yeah, that is really it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Of course, more Dragonflight concepts and videos are coming. This is not going to answer all of your questions, but if you do have any specific questions, leave them in the comments down below. I will try my best to answer them, or perhaps they will be answered in a future video, and I can get some ideas from you guys as well. And my final disclaimer that I just want to mention before ending this video is just a kind of public service announcement to make sure you're having fun. I know as somebody who has gone into a brand new expansion, learning all of these scary changes can be scary, right? Especially now since everything is changing. But please try not to stress yourself out too much. Even as somebody who has access to beta, and plenty of people have access to beta, things are still not permanent. We are all going to be learning when Dragonflight releases, and of course there will be videos out there to help guide you in that process. So if you're somebody out there who is feeling a little bit uneasy, hopefully these videos can ease your nerves a little bit and possibly get you excited. But as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to join the Discord down below if you want to join our amazing community. But as always, have a great day.